Wow, what a ninth inning. Just when the Giants were down for the count, they strike back in the ninth inning, come back and win it 5-2. This is Giants Roundup on Monday, August 13th, game one of a three-game series. You can follow on Twitter, join the Crook and Kite page on Facebook. Most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. What a great win tonight. And yes, Scott Alexander is no Kenley Jansen. And now the Dodgers are going to have to look at other options while Kenley Jansen's out with the heart issue. And if you're the Dodgers, you have to think about going on the waiver wire at this point. For the Giants, this was pretty much a playoff game. They are back at 500 at 60-60. Is this a teaser win, or is this maybe the start of a late season run? We'll see. The good news is they're now just 5 back of the division. With Arizona losing tonight, Colorado and LA are now tied at 1 game apiece. So, yes, it did help them as in terms of the division. Let's see where they are as in terms of the wild card. But tomorrow and Wednesday is pretty much got the feel. It's essentially a game 7 for the Giants. They need to win at least one of the 2 games, get a series win. Things do get easier, then you got the easy stretch. Those are going to be the wins where you got to take care of business of. Now the Giants 6.5 back of the wild card, so right now you're pretty much it's division or bust for the Giants at this point. But you take the good news tonight with some bad news. First, Madison Bumgarner, 6 innings pitched to earn 4 strikeouts. Great outing out of Bumgarner. Luckily, he got a no decision. He deserved to win, but I will take the no decision. So we'll make do with what we have there. Clayton Kershaw, 8 innings pitched, 1 earned, 9 strikeouts. He was definitely dealing. Sam Dyson, excellent. The bullpen was lights out tonight. Sam Dyson, Ray Black. Yes, he strikes out Yasiel Puig. And I really liked what Madison Bumgarner did on the mound when he faced Yasiel Puig. They definitely, these are 2 players that don't care for each other. And I know that Bumgarner did not care for Yasiel Puig's bat flip. So what does he do? Just goes to third base, walks away, live to fight another day. That's much better move than seeing the benches clear and see Bumgarner and Puig fight and do something stupid that could get themselves suspended. And then the Dodgers got the scoring early with a double by Clayton Kershaw. It scored Barnes. It was 1-0, and this was not good. This was a collision with Brandon Crawford and Gorkis Hernandez. Gorkis would stay in the game. Brandon Crawford would come up to bat in the top of the 5th inning. Then he was checked by the trainers for a concussion, and it's looking like Brandon Crawford will be going on the concussion DL tomorrow until he can pass concussion tests. The good news is they do get the other Brandon back. Brandon Belt will be activated tomorrow So that will mean probably that Austin Slater will move back to left field and split reps with Gorkis Hernandez. What also could mean, though, is, too, you might see Pierce Johnson go back to Sacramento tomorrow. They could opt for an extra position player. So I totally would not be surprised if we see Kelby Tomlinson back up with the Giants tomorrow. And, yeah, he keeps having those frequent flyer miles. I think this is his 6th or 7th time going back and forth between the Giants and the River Cats. So I think we will see, I think Belt and Kelby Tomlinson will be back up with the Giants tomorrow. So that's your good news there. So you'll probably see a lot more of Alan Hansen and Kelby splitting reps at shortstop for the next week. And take your time getting Brandon Crawford back. I don't want them seeing them make the same mistake that they did with Mac Williamson. So take your time with make sure that all the concussion issues are gone before you activate Brandon Crawford. And hopefully it will only be 7 days and not the rest of the season. And I think that the MLB can do better at concussion protocol. My idea for a rule change with concussions would be to have independent neurologists in each of the dugouts during the games, and have the neurologist handle the concussion testing. It will make baseball a much safer game. It may not be a contact sport, but concussions are no joke. And I'm kind of glad Brandon Belt has not called it a career yet with all of the concussions he's suffered. And who knows? Concussions are... It's amazing how much we know about concussions nowadays. And best thing for the Giants to do is not to rush Brandon Crawford back. Make sure that he's not having any lingering symptoms, before you activate him from the DL. But this is going to be a big loss. That's going to be a very large void to fill with Alan Hansen and possibly Kelby Tomlinson playing short, and possibly even Chase Darno playing short. That is one aspect of Crawford's game that is irreplaceable when he's hurt, is the defense of Crawford. And Crawford's just been the main cog of the machine this year. I hope this is not a season-ending injury with Brandon Crawford. And hopefully we'll see what happens. We'll see how Gorkis Hernandez feels tomorrow. He could be feeling a bit sore tomorrow. We could see possibly, if were to say miss time, the next man up after that, they would have to add somebody to the roster possibly. It would either be Gregor Blanco, or you could see Chris Shaw get his first cup of coffee in the show. I certainly think we will see Chris Shaw on the September call-ups. He's almost a lock now to be on the 40-man roster come September 1st. Now with Mac Williamson getting hurt, he'll probably get put on the 60-day DL at some point in time. So we'll see what happens, but don't expect a lot of call-ups here. This is how bad the farm is. But onto the game after that, Justin Turner hits a home run to left, 2-0 Dodgers. McCutcheon sacrifices into a fielder's choice. It scores. Steven, teach me how to Duggar. Teach me how to Duggar. All the Dodgers hate it. All the Dodgers hate it. Yep. It is 2-1. And then the 9th inning comes in, and and since Kenley Jansen is not closing, it is Scott Alexander and Kelby Tomlinson. Why do I keep saying Kelby Tomlinson? And Kenley Jansen, he is not. He surrenders 4 runs, 3 earned in 2/3 of an inning pitched. It's Andrew McCutcheon rounding into a fielder's choice. It scores. Nick Hundley with great pinch hitting tonight. He singles to right center. It scores Darno. It scores Longo. 3-2 Giants. Gorkis singles to center. It scores Austin Slater. 4-2 Giants. And then the top of the night. And then Steven Duggar, safe at first, reaches on an error. It scores Hundley. 5-2. That would be your final score. And the Dodgers could be in deep shit without Kenley Jansen. They could bring it. They are probably going to make a switch at closer tomorrow. I think you're going to see. They do have a couple options they could try. A couple guys who've pretty much been bounced out of the rotation. They could go with Kenta Maeda. He definitely has some experience with late innings from last year's playoff run. So I think that will be option one. They will try Kenta Maeda. They could go to Ross Stripling would be option B. And then they do have Julio Urias, who's nearing a return. I think at some point in time you'll see Julio. They could try using Julio Urias in the late inning situations. So they do have some in-house options. They may have to go through the waiver wire and get maybe a Craig Stammen or a Kirby Yates to shore up the late inning situation. We'll see what happens there, but they have to. This is something LA is actually going to have to solve rather quick, or else they could really start leaking some big time oil in September. The Dodgers bats, they were okay tonight. Justin Turner was mainly the giant killer tonight, 2 for 4 with his 7th home run of the year. Steven Duggar, 2 for 4 for the Giants. And Duggar had his 4th stolen base, 2 stolen bases on the season. 2 stolen bases tonight, 4 on the season. So definitely Duggar starting to show his speed, and he is really starting to look like he's going to be on the opening day roster. You can really start locking in Duggar for your 2019 roster. He is definitely a keeper. Ray Black, he's definitely another one who's going to be on the opening day roster. So, yeah, it looks like the Cam Dyson, he's really starting to look great the last few innings. But we will find out how long Brandon Crawford's going to be out, and this is going to sting. This is going to sting the Giants. On that, but we'll see how. Hopefully, it won't be a long trip on the concussion DL, and just take your time coming back. That's all I could say for Brandon Crawford on that. But now it's on to game 2 tomorrow, and it's Andy Suarez going up against Alex Wood tomorrow. And this is next, and as I say, the next 2 games are pretty much game 7s. They need some innings out of Andy Suarez tomorrow. We need the good Andy Suarez. Hopefully he will have another good outing against the Dodgers, and just getting a series win goes a long way at this point, as it is pretty much do or die for this. This is pretty much Giants lose the next 2 games. I think it is over. The tragic number for the Giants is 36 at this point. So For anybody who wants to know. Magic number for the wild card is 36. Okay. I think the division it's 41. But let's go now to the MLB Roundup for your Monday night. In Atlanta, the Braves crushed the Marlins 9-1. Taking the win is Pablo Lopez, who surrenders 5 earned and 5 in the third innings. Taking the loss, 5 in the third, 5 earned runs. Taking the win is Toki Toussaint, an earned run in 6 innings pitched. Ronald Acuna Jr. goes 2 for 3, hits his 16th home run on the season. And now Atlanta holds a 1-game first-place lead in the NL East. In the Subway Series in the Bronx tonight, the Mets beat the Yankees 8-7, taking the win. Jacob deGrom, who strikes out 12 in 6 and 2/3 innings pitched. Taking the loss is Luis Severino, 4 earned and 4 innings pitched. Aaron Hicks goes 2 for 3 for the Bombers tonight. A.J. Cole, 3 earned and 1 1/3 innings pitched. In Cincinnati, the Indians beat the Reds in the Battle of Ohio 10-3. Taking the win, Mike Clevenger, 6 walks though. Not too often you win a game when you walk 6 batters, but it did happen tonight for Clevenger. Taking the loss, Homer Bailey. Down! 5 earned and 5 1/3 innings pitched. Falls to 1-10 on the season. And if you're Cincinnati, you really have to start thinking about buying him out this offseason. Jose Ramirez, 3 for 5. John Gomes, 3 for 5. Michael Lorenzen, 1 for 1 for the Reds. Kurt Casale, 1 for 1. And Brandon Dixon, 1 for 2. And yeah, left fielder Brandon Dixon did pitch an inning tonight for the Reds. In garbage time, that is. And Dan Otero comes in garbage time. And now the Indians pulling away with the division at this point. In Detroit, the Tigers beat the White Sox 9-5. Taking the win is Lewis Coleman. Taking the loss, Jenmar Gomez, who surrenders 2 earned and 1 1/3 innings pitched. Nicholas Castellanos, have yourself a game, going 5 for 5. Hit his 17th home run on the year. James McCann, 3 for 4 for the Tigers. For Chicago, Daniel Palka, 3 for 5. And Reynaldo Lopez, 4 earned and 5 innings pitched. Artie Lewicki, 3 earned and 4 2/3 innings pitched. Juan Minaya, 3 earned in 2/3 of an inning pitched. And in Game 2 of the doubleheader, the Atlanta Braves sweep the Miami Marlins 6-1. Taking the win, Mike Foltynewicz, 8 innings pitched and earned run. Taking the loss, Mirandi Gonzalez, 3 earned and 4 2/3 innings pitched. Ronald Acuna Jr. does it again, 3 for 5. It's his 17th bomb of the year. Trey Freeman hits his 19th bomb of the year. JT Real Muto goes 2 for 3. Drew Rucinski, 2 earned in 1 1/3 innings pitched. In St. Louis, the Cardinals beat the Nationals 7-6, taking the win. Dakota Hudson taking the loss. Coda Glover, excuse me. And Jose Martinez, have yourself a game, going 4 for 5 for the Redbirds. Ted Jerko, 2 for 3. Colton Wong, 2 for 3 for the Redbirds. Jerko hits his 9th home run of the year. Matt Carpenter, a 3-home run bomb, his 7th of the month. His 33rd home run on the season. And don't look now, but St. Louis is just 2 games out of the wild card and 5 games out of the division with a 6-game winning streak. Anthony Rendon goes 2 for 3 for the Nationals tonight. And Tommy Malone, 10 hits in 4 1/3 innings pitched. Justin Miller, 2 earned in 1 inning pitch. Sammy Solis, 2 earned without recording an out. And then Bud Norris tonight with a blown save, 2 earned in the bottom frame. We'll see if Dakota Hudson can. Just kidding. But Miles Mikolas, an okay outing for him. In Arlington, the Rangers beat the D-backs 5-3, so that's other good news tonight for the Giants. Texas trying to play spoiler down the stretch, taking the win. Bartolo Colon, still a good pitcher for 45 years old, taking the loss. Zach Greinke, 4 earned in 6 1/3 innings pitched. Robinson Chirinos, 2 for 4. And then Archie Bradley struggling with an earned run tonight. In Kansas City, the Royals beat the Blue Jays 3-1, taking the win. Brad Keller taking the loss. Seth Reed Foley. Willie Peralta gets the save. Whit Merrifield goes 3 for 4 for Kansas City. And in Oakland, the A's beat the Mariners 7-6. And don't look now in the AL West, but Oakland is just 2 games behind Houston. Going into the stretch run here, Sean Manaea, excellent on the mound, 7 2/3 innings, 2 earned runs, taking the loss. Marco Gonzalez, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned. Blake Treinen gets his 31st save of the season. Matt Chapman, 3 for 5. Jed Lowry, 3 for 5 for Oakland. And for Seattle, Gene Segura, 4 for 5. Mitch Haniger, 3 for 5. Mark and Casey Lawrence, 3 earned and 3 innings pitched. Emilio Pagan, an earned run without recording an out. Jerus Familia, 3 earned without recording an out. Then Treinen comes in to save the day for Oakland. In San Diego, the Angels beat the Padres 6-3, taking the win. Cam Bedrosian taking the loss. Greg Stammen, who surrenders 4 earned in 1 inning pitched. Cole Calhoun, 3 for 4 for the Angels. And poor Clayton Richard, this was a 10-inning game. Clayton Richard just did not get the run support. Andrew Heaney, 2 earned in 7 1/3 innings pitched. And now let's see where we are as in terms of, it would still be Cleveland, Houston at this moment. New York, 3.5 up on Oakland in the wild card. Seattle drops back to 2.5 in the wild card race. Arizona would play Atlanta now if the season were to end today. Philly Milwaukee tied for the wild card. Will be your 1 and 2 at this point. St. Louis just 2 games back. Colorado 2.5. LA 2.5. Pittsburgh 5 back. Washington 6 back. And the Giants 6.5 back. At this point, let's go to the minors for tonight. The Grizzlies blank the 51s 4-0 tonight. Taking the win is E.J. Conlon taking the loss tonight for Las Vegas, taking the win. Kent Emanuel going 6 scoreless innings, strikes out 8 for Fresno tonight. Fresno improves to 67 and 69 and 51 on the season. Las Vegas at 60 and 60 on the year. The River Cats get blanked by the Reno Aces 5-0, and now the River Cats were eliminated from the playoffs with tonight's loss. So another last place finish coming for Sacramento. Taking the loss is Tyler Herb, and this was a tough loss for him. Taking the win, Taylor Clark. Now, Tyler Herb, 2 earned and 6 innings pitched, strikes out 9, looked great tonight. Just did not get any run support tonight. Roberto Gomez, 2 earned and 1 innings pitched. Manny Parra in a run and 2/3 of an inning pitched. Peter Bourgeau, 2 for 4. Kelby Tomlinson, who's probably on his way up tonight, 2 for 2. And Brendan Belt in the rehab assignment tonight, 1 for 3. And he will be on his way back to LA tonight. Hey, Zofer, he caught in right as I was concluding tonight. But yeah, we went 1 for 3 in a rehab assignment tonight. Belt will be on his way to LA along with Kelby Tomlinson. They will probably both be coming up. I think we will see, as I said earlier, we will see probably Pierce Johnson go back to AAA. And then it looks like Jeff Samardzija pitched a simulated game. Looks like he didn't complain about any pain. He will probably start a rehab assignment starting next week. He will probably be back up with the Giants right around the time rosters expand in September. This will conclude tonight's show. We will be back tomorrow night in 2 games, what could be Game 7s of the Giants season coming up against the LA Dodgers. And these will probably be played like Game 7s at this point. We'll see if the Dodgers can find that solution for the injured Kenley Jansen tomorrow. I hope not. Everybody have a great night.